brother and former governor and minister for Interior in Nigeria, who is to deliver the third annual faculty lecture of the Faculty of Law of our great university, Ekiti State University. 2 years ago, it was Mr. Sam Omatseye, a frontline journalist, public commentator, and respected conscience of the nation. He gave a beautiful delivery. Last year, it was the current registrar JAMB, Elijah Oluyede, the man who has turned around JAMB examination in Nigeria, the man who has brought sanity and transparency to examination conduct in Nigeria and has taken us to the next level. It was here. It was a national topic for 4 days and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, the Faculty of Arts again, under the Minister for Interior of February 2020. Let's be proud together.
I'd like to recognize the presence of the chairman of this occasion, Right Honorable Fumini Afuye, Honorable Speaker of the State House of Assembly. Welcome, sir. We also like to recognize the
They are on very important assignment across the country. Professor Kedela, BBC Service, Professor Lado, Deputy Vice Chancellor of Government, and absentia will be them. I recognize the presence of the Registrar of Corporate University, Mr. Joseph Ifeoluwa, Registrar Extra. Please rise for the recognition. Let's put them together already. Especially recognize all the professors who are here seated, deans of faculties who have come to handle our university and to contribute to the body of knowledge in this beautiful lecture. All of you are welcome. We thank you for your patience and understanding. I want to say, Comrade Sunday Ashefon. Thank you so much. Now, Vice Chancellor, permit me to quickly tell you, now especially our students who are here, our university was established in 1982. Open Road for Education left the Polytechnic about 1980. When he was there between 1977 and 1980, he was the Speaker of the Student House of Parliament. All of the struggles that we see today, our winners started long time ago. You know the wonders he did and setting the base and the agenda for modern democratic leadership in Nigeria when he was governor 8 years, 2010 and 2018 in Osun State. He was the first to start the school feeding program, which became something that the federal government had to go and understudy in Osun State. In the first 100 days in office, in 3 months, Ogbeni employed 20,000 youths in the Osun State. Ogbeni also redefined and rebranded public education in Osun State. He created mega schools with each of them with 3,000 capacity each. Ladies and gentlemen, his vision was to vanish poverty, vanish unemployment, promote healthy living, and to create the Omoluabi of the Yoruba people that we know. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọ̀gbẹ́ni ọ̀rọ̀ mìíràn bí ìdí àwọn ọmọ ìfìlẹ̀ṣẹ̀.
Soje NSCDC. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming.
Your Excellency of Bani Rahul Fadikoshola, here if you look at the front of you, your friends in the old days, way back in Osun, and your women leader are here. Please rise, all you women who are here. Let's put hands together for them.
As a top. That's the political association of the Honorable Minister. Okay, thank you very much. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Rahul Adesoji Aregbesola, ACM Adeyemo Matis, Ekiti State Command. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency and our guest lecturer today, No doubt, we are all eager to listen to you. The things you will say here and the discourse that will follow, they will be what will determine the discussion at the federal level and the national level in the days to come. So today, in the State University, we are setting the agenda for the nation. Title of the lecture, COVID-19. What does it matter for economy and security? All of us will change by the time we live.
Please let's welcome the Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Professor Musa Abdulrahim, for welcome address.
Honorable Fumini Aguye, the Honorable Speaker of the State House of Assembly, our father, the distinguished Senator Obafemi Ojudu. I'm sorry, when they came like this, when you are already high intention, we make some mistakes. I'm very sorry. The bursar of the university and all other important dignitaries seated here. I'm sorry, I was occupied getting things together. The speech of the guest speaker and others, so I couldn't follow the protocols and they were being mentioned. And distinguished professors and guests seated here, I am delighted to welcome you all to this August occasion. All praise and thanks be to the Almighty God for making it possible to congregate here for this lecture. Despite all odds, I thank you all for honoring our humble invitation. COVID-19 pandemic is going to attract attention from all walks of life for quite some time. It has impacted on the economy and security in such a way that it will be difficult to forget it in a hurry. It seems the other lectures of these faculty are getting prophetic. The second in the series, divided by no less a personality than Professor Ishaq Odariwaju Oluyede, the Registrar, Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, took place on 27th of February 2019, shortly before the lockdown. This one is holding today to usher in post-COVID era because it will mark the departure and total eradication of the disease in this great country and beyond by the grace of Almighty Allah. On behalf of our renowned faculty, I wish to show unalloyed appreciation to our indefatigable Vice Chancellor for his keen interest in the faculty. We are grateful for his choice, his Deputy Vice Chancellor Development from the faculty and facilitation of the process of having a council member elected from among us. This is just to mention very few. This is in addition to the prompt attention to request to provide facilities and regular support to the faculty. It will interest this August gathering to know that its support and contributions went a long way to attract eminent personalities to this lecture, including our distinguished Right Honorable Speaker of the State House of Assembly and his distinguished deputy, who was here for hours, and because His Excellency the Speaker had a lot of assignments and he didn't want to leave here because he's a personal friend to the guest lecturer. They have to send the deputy speaker to go and represent him in some functions. So we thank you, sir, and look forward to more of your benevolence, our Vice Chancellor. Our guest lecturer today is a rare personification of academic brilliance, humility, and public spiritedness. You will see that when he came in, the environment changed. More importantly, he is an uncompromising ardent defender of what he believes in to serve the Almighty God, man, and what he believes in. In fact, we took advantage of the standing quality of his to gain his audience and invite him to this beautiful occasion. He's so busy, but because we went to him through our religious leaders, especially the Mufassir of True State, who happens to be a PhD student in our department of Religious Studies of this great Igbo. It's our fervent prayer that Almighty God will continue to elevate you and find your efforts with exceeding success. Thank you, sir, for coming. Our distinguished chairman is a find for Ekiti State and Nigeria as a whole. He's such a humble person that you may take him for an ordinary person on the street, whereas he wields the gavel in the State House of Assembly. His love and support for this great university and the state generally attracted him to grace and add value to this occasion. I want to tell you that he was here as early as 10 o'clock. We didn't know how to keep him waiting. But the Vice Chancellor, being a younger brother and a very close associate, forced him to remain behind to receive the guest speaker. Sir, we are very grateful to you. God Almighty Allah will continue to elevate you. Also appreciate Right Honorable Hakim Jamiu, the distinguished Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, who had to go and run some errands for the Honorable Speaker. I appreciate you, sirs, and I pray for your success and elevation. We sincerely appreciate the eminent members of the University Management, the Deputy Vice Chancellors, both of them not around now because they were away on assignment by the Vice Chancellor. We appreciate the Registrar, we appreciate the Bursar, and all other top officials of this university present. Deans, we appreciate you. Provost, we appreciate you. Directors, heads of department, leadership of various unions on campus, the student union government, and the entire distinguished students of this great university. Great Nigerian students! Thank you very much for coming. May the Almighty God continue to bless and elevate you. Gentlemen of the press, I also appreciate you as well. Thank you very much for listening.
Your Excellency, Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Rauf Adesoji Aregbesola, Honorable Minister, Interior and two-time Governor of the State of Osun. My brother, I'm sorry you pardon me if I'm not really giving the correct order or protocol. I've not been schooled in that area. I'm a professor of industrial chemistry. So you just pardon me for that. My brother, the number 3 man in the state, an accomplished lawyer, and a son of Ikere Ekiti Kingdom. The Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, Right Honorable Fumi Afuye. Another brother of mine, distinguished Senator Baba Femi Ojuju, proud son of Adu Ekiti Kingdom. Principal of our university, other important dignitaries, my colleagues who are seated there, the progressive-minded global president of National Association of Nigerian Students, who is also our student here, Comrade Sunday Asher. Gentlemen of the press, I am extremely happy to stand before you this afternoon as the chief host at this important occasion. Although Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola will still address us, but I sincerely want to apologize to all of us here seated for keeping us waiting. It wasn't intentional at all, and it has to do with circumstances beyond our control. I apologize for that. I wish to formally welcome our guest lecturer of today, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, and a proud son of Ijesha Kingdom, who is a golden fish that has no hiding place, not only in the field of politics but everywhere. I want to once again welcome the chairman of this occasion, my brother, the indefatigable Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, Right Honorable Fumini Afuye. I want to thank you, sir, for accepting to be the chairman of this occasion despite your ever busy schedule, and even for the very short time frame, and yet you oblige us. And not only that, as one of the MCs has said, you'll be here since 10 o'clock. We want to thank you for that, sir. I am highly delighted seeing this array of intellectual minds and dignitaries who, despite starting this program very late, remain seated. I thank you. Your presence here reinforces the place of academia as a genuine quest to deepen intellectual engagement with a view to beaming the searchlight of some important issues that bother the academic community and the nation at large. I wish to commend the Dean of the Faculty of Arts, who also doubles as the chairman of the Committee of Deans of our University, who also at the same time the chief imam of our university, Professor Musa Abdurrahim, and the entire members of the Faculty of Arts for the commitment to the sustainability of this lecture series. It is on record that the first and second editions of this lecture series turned out to be monumental successes, and further broadening its spectrum of scholarly preoccupation. Here we are this afternoon. The faculty is again holding another important lecture on a topical issue, something that has turned nearly all of us to lagbaja, that sometimes you will hardly be able to recognize someone who is even close to you. And we are aware that the third phase of the pandemic is around us. Our prayer is that you and I, by the grace of God, shall not be a victim of the infection. But the only way that prayer can be answered is only and only if you are compliant. I am standing here before you this afternoon. I've taken 2 jabs of the vaccine, but despite that, I still go around with my nose mask on. And I'm very sure that the majority of us sitting here are yet to even take the first jab because of all these unscrupulous, unverifiable, unsubstantiated conspiracy theories about the vaccine. Please take advantage of particularly people who are here in our university, of the presence of these people, and get yourself vaccinated. And I want to assure you that you will be better off. The title of today's lecture is COVID-19, the economy and security. And you will all agree with me that this topic is apt at this critical period in our history. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our guest lecturer of today is by far more competent to speak on today's topic, and I am confident that he will do justice to it, to the admiration of all. Some of us have had the privilege to listen to him while he was in my office. Well, he gave just a preview of what we should be expecting. And I want to assure you that you will not go back home empty-handed without you knowing something about the impact of COVID-19 on the economy of our nation and the security. I will state here that coming into the world space in Nigeria, in particular of COVID-19, has brought a lot of challenges and changes to the way things were done in the past, institutionally, economically, politically, and especially in the aspect, of course, we are now living with the new normal. And that is why you and I, whether you are actually putting all your nose back on, at least somewhere on you. And these are dovetailed into affecting the nation's economy. Security of lives and property is another hydra-headed problem being confronted in our dear nation in the year today. Distinguished personalities and agreed students based this occasion, this lecture will afford us the opportunity to hear from an informed man. More importantly, it is the bony opportunity to interact first-hand with our distinguished guest lecturer, who happens to be former Governor of the State of Osun and President, the Honorable Minister of Children. Once again, it is my singular honor and privilege to welcome our guest lecturer of today, Ogbeni Rao, to our university, the State University, while I implore all of us to please listen attentively while he speaks to us. Thank you and God bless.
The State House of Assembly. Your Excellency and Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, my friend, my comrade, Ogbeni Rao Adesoji Aregbesola, former governor of the state of Osun, two-term governor, now Minister of Internal Affairs. The Vice Chancellor, who doubles as my brother and friend, the chief host of this occasion, Professor Edward Oladipo. My friend and brother, Senator Babafemi Ojudu, who was representing the Central Senatorial District about a couple of sessions ago. The Dean, Faculty of Arts, Professor Musa A. Abdurrahim, the Registrar of this great university, the Bossa, the distinguished professors of this great university here present, heads of department, the various faculties of this university, the controller of the services here present, the great students of EXO, great Nigeria students, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen of the press, let me express my profound and sincere appreciation for inviting me to be the chairman of the prestigious 3rd Faculty of Arts lecture today. I feel highly honored for this guest bestowed on me by the faculty, nay the university. We at the Ekiti State House of Assembly are proud of this great institution. We are happy to be part of the faculty lecture to be delivered by no other person than the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, Ogbeni Rauf Adesoji Aregbesola, a great intellectual by all standards. You will find out by the time he comes to the rostrum to deliver his lecture. Honorable Minister, you're most welcome, sir. The topic of this lecture, COVID-19, the economy and security, is very relevant and apt to the world of today. COVID-19 is a virus that has created tension and devastation across the globe, and it has adversely affected the world economy, of which Nigeria is an integral part. The Nigerian economy, like other economies of the world, has been affected by the total lockdown occasioned by the pandemic. Industries and factories were totally shut down. Some are still shut down. Production of goods and services plummeted. Unemployment grew. Volumes of export, such as oil, reduced drastically. Social and family lives were not left out. Indeed, the whole gamut of human existence almost came to a halt. There is now a sign of its abatement, yet we keep hearing of one strand of it or the other, which means it is not yet uhuru. Nigeria's economy, Africa's biggest economy, as the World Bank has predicted, is set to rise out of its worst recession in 4 decades. That is after the abatement of this pandemic called COVID-19. This is also true with almost other economies of the world, but we must still be on our guard, as stated by the Vice Chancellor. We wear our masks, we wash our hands. Indeed, whatever protocol that is announced to us, we must keep it. The outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic has negatively affected human security as well. We find out that some criminal phenomena emerge during this period, which also affects the economy. During the lockdown, there were reports of criminality in some parts of the country, and it's still ongoing. And you will note that, and I'm very sure the minister will draw attention to it, that the security situation in Nigeria exacerbated during the terrible period of lockdown, that everybody had to keep at home. Some people took the opportunity to master how to compromise the security situation in Nigeria. That Nigeria is in a very terrible situation of security today. The unemployed youths, of which the university students were recruited by criminal syndicates due to the availability and antisocial activities such as murder, kidnapping, armed robbery, burglary, theft, fraud, and other vices. The security situation appears to have worsened. I believe very strongly that the Honorable Minister of Guiding Rauf Aregbesola is there to give us his own thoughts and perspectives and provide solutions to some of these economic and security problems. You know, he doubles as the Minister of Interior, Internal Affairs, who is saddled with the security situation in Nigeria. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Rauf Aregbesola, sir, I know you and I know you are going to give us a very clear, lucid, and roadmap to finding solutions to the security challenges in Nigeria, which have been exacerbated by the COVID-19 pandemic, which is a life issue, a life problem in Nigeria. I implore all of us, every one of us, here present, and indeed, if this occasion is being done by Zoom, to listen attentively to the Honorable Minister. I don't want to take the sail out of what he's going to tell us. Thank you, and God bless.
And nationally celebrated achiever Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Rauf Aregbesola was born in the month of May 1957. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Rauf Aregbesola is from Osun State, the land of virtue, the state that hosts Osun-Osogbo Festival, which is believed to be the biggest annual religious event among the Yoruba people. In order to fulfill his destiny and meaningfully play the role assigned to him here on earth by his Creator, he chose the path of education very early in life. He had his primary and secondary education in Ondo State and later attended the Polytechnic Ibadan, where he studied mechanical engineering. A man of vision, mission, and determination, Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Rauf Aregbesola, after fortifying himself with the necessary educational and professional certificates, proceeded to gathering the necessary experience, knowledge, expertise that will prepare him to serve humanity at higher level. In essence, he has a wealth of experience garnered through deep involvement in the private sector as well as the public sector, the height of which was the establishment of his own mechanical engineering company, which was a resounding success. Hence, an indisputable testimony of his invaluable leadership and entrepreneurial skills. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Rauf Aregbesola, a true Yoruba son of Omoluabi pedigree, believing that his divine mandate to serve humanity goes beyond establishing companies where people work to take care of themselves, their families, he decided to go into politics. It is significant to note that his interest in politics dates back to his undergraduate days when he was Speaker of Student Parliament at the Polytechnic Ibadan, and later he became the President of the Black Nationalist Movement. When talking of Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesol's involvement in politics, perhaps the watershed of his political career and success today was his deep involvement and commitment to the demilitarization and pro-democracy struggles of the 1990s. He, with others, put their lives, businesses, and families in great danger in order to send fellow countrymen and the military back to the barracks where they rightly belong. In essence, it was the sacrifice made by Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola and others of like minds back in the 1990s that made it possible to achieve the present democratic setting. In terms of political appointment based on his track record of diligence, efficiency, honesty, hard work, selfless service, he was appointed as the Lagos State Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure 1999 to 2007. His brilliant performance in the area of supervision contributed to the resounding success of the then Governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, a tireless, energetic, and focused leader of humble disposition, contested for the governorship of Ondo State under the then Action Congress in April 2007 elections, and he won convincingly. However, he was sworn in 2010. He is a believer in the sanctity of the rule of law. He would not have been sworn in if not because of his doggedness, tenacity of purpose, and unrivaled belief in getting what rightly belongs to one, no matter how long it takes, and no matter how thorny and tortuous the journey might be. In fact, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola was not afraid of challenging the political Goliaths of that period. The elections, legal battle, must go down in history as one of the most titanic mandate recovery legal battles of all times. It is important to note that his elections as two-term governor of Osun State was not accidental or based on happenstance, but rather on his sterling qualities of honesty, transparency, hard work, and the unrepentant commitment and beliefs of the good people of Osun that he was the best to occupy that exalted position on those two occasions. Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, as his term meant to be seen nationally and internationally, was appointed by President Muhammadu Buhari to serve as Federal Minister for Interior, a portfolio that is saddled with different sensitive responsibilities. Honorable Speaker, the Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, for the fact that Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola is able to honor our invitation today in person is a testimony that he walks along with the true meaning of his name, Aregbesola. Someone who thrives in the midst of the others. Someone who is in his best element when in the midst of friends and folks and people in general. In other words, his coming here today is an advanced and unparalleled demonstration of his deep association and fellowship with EXU family. In terms of fellowship and awards, he has many to his credit. He's a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Management, fellow of Nigerian Society of Engineers, fellow Nigerian Institute of Mechanical Engineers, fellow of the Nigerian Association of Technological Engineers, and fellow of the Certified Marketing Communication Institute of Nigeria. He is the recipient of numerous international awards, which include the World Summit Award at Global Congress 2013 in Sri Lanka for Okmoimo, EMRC Agribusiness Award in 2013 in Kigali, Rwanda. He has also received the Independent Newspaper Man of the Year 2013 award, the International Human Rights Award of Excellence 2014 by International Human Rights Commission, the 2014 ADK Prize for Achievement in Public Service, as well as the Foundation, Commonwealth, Democracy Initiative Sustainable Agricultural Achievement Award 2014. Honorable Speaker, the Vice Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen. From the foregoing, it's obvious that our guest lecturer is an astute administrator, leader and father, and have garnered academic and professional skills, political achievements, appointments, national and international recognition, marital success, and stability, as well as moral uprightness and self-discipline. In the light of this, Honorable Speaker, sir, the Vice Chancellor of this great institution, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to present to you the Honorable Minister of Interior of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Rauf Adesoji Aregbesola.
I appreciate God for that brilliant citation. It is now my distinct honor to invite to the rostrum Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Rauf Adesoji Aregbesola, Honorable Minister of Interior, Oromiyan, December.
Ọmọ lọ́mọ sálẹ̀ yìí, ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ lọ́mọ láàrin òròmọ ìyẹ láàrin àṣà. Orí ló yẹ wọn ó yẹ bá mi pàtẹ́wọ́ fún. Ọmọ ẹbí tí ó sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀dọ̀. Ìyàwó mi ní ṣùgbọ́n mo fẹ́ràn sùn bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́. Èmi tó ní ó fẹ́ mi fẹ́ sùn bẹ́ẹ̀ mi. Ó fẹ́ mi nìkan ní gbogbo fi sùn bẹ́ẹ̀ mi sí. Kò fẹ́ lómìíràn ó lè dúdú tèmi tó lọ.
Mr. Ajibade, ẹ jókòó. Mr. Ajibade, please, can you sit down?
As I begin with of God, that has been my usual way of starting public speeches. So bear with me. I recognize very well and I greet my brother, my comrade, who, for reasons known to those of us who are close to him and himself, decided to be the speaker. Speaker should not be the position they ought to occupy, but it shows to show leadership. Thank you for everything, the patience and the endurance. Thank you. The Vice Chancellor, who is my host of Ekiti State University, Ekiti, Professor Edward Orampo, I'm grateful for your encomiums. All the other principal officers, particularly the Dean of the Faculty of Arts, the person who extended the invitation to me for the lecture, thank you. I greet my brother who out of the busy schedule decided to accompany me from Abuja. It's your son, Senator Ojudu. Thank you. The leadership of thoughts and thoughts. I'm grateful, thank you. All the heads of ancillary agencies, I do thank you all of you, no exception, I greet you. Those who will be here but who have left, thank you. Gideon, I'm very highly honored for your presence. My comrade and brother Asefu, there will be to guests, great operatives, distinguished personalities, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have spent a lot of time, partly due to my own lateness, which I deeply regret, and some other factors. But bear with me, let me go into this. I apologize for coming late. No excuse. I apologize. Bear with me and accept my apology in good faith. My engagement is titled COVID-19, the economy and security. It gives me great pleasure to be at this great institution, Ekiti State University of Ekiti, to be gathered with fine ladies and gentlemen, faculty and students. I must therefore thank the Dean of the faculty, who is the doyen of all these, and other members of the Faculty of Arts for the kind invitation to deliver the third annual lecture of their faculty. Thank you. I must commend the faculty for the presence of mind, not just to hold an annual lecture, but to invite a plebeian like myself, the factor from the cardinal of inviting academic giants, an encouraging effort at bringing the town to Ghana. Bringing town to Ghana is necessary for cross-fertilization of ideas, the practice now common in Western academia, which I'm happy we are copying or emulating. I'm speaking on the subject of COVID-19, the economy and security. These are interwoven issues that have had the most significant impact on humanity and Nigerian, especially in living memory. That's key, in living memory. Nothing has had the impact of this pandemic in the consciousness of human beings today on earth. Take that. The fact that we can go with. Nothing has impacted. The Second World War did not impact the world as hugely as this has done. And the two world wars, first and second, happened within living memory, 1918 to now, and 40-45. In 2002, an outbreak of a viral disease was reported in China. It was called severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS. It was a severe form of pneumonia of unknown origin, but localized in China, Vietnam, and Hong Kong. The cause was ascribed to a strain of coronavirus. However, by July of the following year, the World Health Organization reported that it has reached 29 countries, with 8,086 persons infected and 774 persons killed. No case was reported in Nigeria or West Africa, though few cases were reported in the Middle East. That was as close as it could get. It never got here. So it was not a pandemic. Very close to it. When therefore in late 2019, an outbreak of coronavirus SARS-2, that was the first name given to this phenomenon, is SARS-2, later named COVID-19. World Health Organization's official nomenclature for coronavirus disease that broke out in 2019 in Wuhan, China, was announced to the world. Was announced to the world through the appropriate government agencies, and all governments in the world became alert to it. It was a measure of disinterest that the news was received in Nigeria. We all felt China was too far away to not get here. After all, we survived SARS, so Why we not survive COVID? We all thought it was too far away to get here. But the world organization told the world then that this was different. That announcement by World Health Organization sounded like one of those foreign news of war in a remote part of the world in which our only interest is that humans will be affected and possibly Nigerians who would have been unfortunate to be domiciled in those parts. That was our reaction to it. As the disease began to spread across the world, especially US, UK, and Italy, another parts of the world, with a sizable population of Nigerians, from this point began to imagine Nigeria, especially on the state of preparedness to contain it in case it came to our shores. Then like the tempest, not long foretold, an Italian man working in Nigeria had gone back home and returned to Lagos from Italy via Turkey, via Istanbul, on February 25, 2020, with the disease. It was confirmed as the first case in Nigeria 2 days later, February 27. The test was conducted and confirmed at the laboratory of Lagos University of Ibadan. One of the laboratories networked by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control to sample, to test, to diagnose the infection that had been prepared for the outbreak of an infectious disease. Then cases began to trickle in. Just as they were mounting globally, as panic spreads all over the world, the World Health Organization on March 11 declared COVID-19 a pandemic, citing 118,000 cases of the coronavirus illnesses in more than 110 countries worldwide. March. Before then, what we were used to, in our lesson, there was no words like pandemic. We were used to epidemic, a localized outbreak of disease. We were then told that a pandemic is a disease spreading fast and will touch every part of the globe with devastating effects. In calling for global efforts to contain the disease, WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus declared, and I'm quoting it, this is not just a public health crisis. It's a crisis that will touch every sector. So every sector and every individual will be involved in the fight. End of quote. Before then, the federal government of Nigeria had on March 9, 2020, set up a presidential task force on COVID-19, made up of the following members: Mr. Boss Mustafa, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, as the chairman; Disaster Management and Social Services, Mr. Adamu Adamu, Minister of Education; Mr. Mohammed Mahmoud, Minister of Environment; Mr. Yusuf Bishi, Director General, Department of State Services; Dr. Shukwe Ikweazu, Director General, Nigeria Center of Disease Control; Mr. Fiona Braka, WHA Acting Representative; and the Minister of Information, Mr. Alhaji Mohammed. The task force mandate includes: 1. Provide overall policy direction, guidance, and continuous support to the National Emergency Operations Center (POC) at the NCDC and other ministries and government agencies involved in level of activities, and ensure their coordination towards a single set of national strategic objectives. 2. Enable the delivery of national and state level outbreak control priorities, which include effective and safe treatment centers to ensure capacity to manage outbreaks, coordination of national and state emergency operation centers, response to monitoring for case management, prevention, and control, diagnosis, sensitization and awareness campaigns for the general public on prevention and record activities, diagnosis, awareness and development campaigns, review and make appropriate recommendations for implementing country-wide or regional non-pharmaceutical measures in and when needed, such as food lawyers, prevention of large gatherings, implementation of social distancing, flight limitation, etc. Provide recommendation for the provision of direct funding and technical support to states, local governments to strengthen their preparedness and mobilize human, material, and financial resources from within and outside the country for effective national and state level preparedness. Define targets and monitor the progress in the delivery of these targets to meet the minimum requirements for the satisfactory performance and use this to advise the President on the overall national level of COVID-19. Coordinate Nigeria's engagement with other countries, bilateral and multilateral bodies, and organizations to share lessons, best practices, and technical assistance. Keep the public abreast of strategic progress with Nigeria's response and emerging developments regarding the foreign affairs. The federal government announced immediately the provision of $920 million for health agencies to contain the disease in Nigeria and federal grants to neighbors and the states to combat the pandemic. That was our initial response in March of 2020. Now, on the March and beyond, the month of March 2020 was particularly eventful. That was very normal. I had the DC talking about new normal. That was very normal as the news of Mori began to disappear and a new normal of lockdown, face mask, social distancing, put social distancing in mind, and economy like your own. You went into a sector or a season of remote learning, technology, food workshop, and all sorts of activities of training, jobs, banks, hotels, clubs, markets, places of worship, and other centers of social interaction for other short across the states. Government announced the suspension of flights from 15 countries and high incidence of COVID-19, including USA, United Kingdom, Rome. International airport was shut altogether. The month ended with FCT, Lagos, and Ogun State being put on lockdown for 5 weeks. And extended later by 2 weeks. All these things are imposed 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew nationwide as part of the measure to cope with spread. Although the decision on FCT, Lagos, and Ogun were relaxed a bit, as Kano was added to the mix. The list came in June when the restrictions on select states, domestic air travel, interstate travel, schools for graduating students, and worship centers were removed. Though the curfew was still in place, they relaxed to 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Things began to ease, and normalcy gradually began to return, by which time we have become used to face masks, social distance, avoiding handshakes, and other restrictions. We have become so accustomed to people with effort to put around form of conventional disease that when somebody says it for our animal to be look at the face and look at the hands, one will shake that one. It was even told that some people who are breathing with their foreheads and how some people are wearing instruments in their mouth, fighting the need for social distancing. As it is, it looks as if we have to be the art of handshake. I'm not imagine this. When I go to Father today, and somebody extended his hand to me, I look at my face, I look at my hand, and I would like to, because somebody extended my hand just like this, to come to know. That is to tell you that we are now learning the old method of handshake. As well known, the disease wreaked havoc on the population. Latest report from the NCDC indicate that there have been 168,552 cases with 2,094 fatalities as at this morning in Nigeria. Some of them were my very close friends and very important personalities that I know and I love. They include the former chief of staff, the president, President Buhari, Muhammadu Buhari, Senator Ademola Ajimobi, Senator Bayo Pepe, Senator Fred Oyedepo, Professor Oye Inagobe, Danfosa, Senator Bayo Salami, Senator Buti Kasamu, Joe General Idesi, and former DMD of NNPC Bayo. And several others. The fatalities is probably more than the official figures, since some people in rural areas would have simply buried their corpses because of the victims, without reporting to authorities and having them documented. Whatever it is, may the good Lord let the souls of all the deceased and victims of this unfortunate tragedy. Say that effect on the economy. The effect of COVID-19 on the economy is number that is still beyond any business. Same for the essential services, exempted from the shutdown, the paralysis of other economic activities must carry consequences. The impact of this virus on our livelihood is extraordinary. I need one thing. Because we are not yet fully out of it. It decreased by 45% to $30 per barrel in the first quarter of 2020. It continued to free fall, and by April, it reached a negative value for the first time in the history of humanity. Oil reached a negative value, that is, oil was no longer big, was no longer sellable. So, if we were to buy oil, people will have to pay you to pick oil. That's one of negative value. Particularly in America, USA, that is oil selling below zero. Oil producers were giving away oil to whoever can take it and pay them for storage. That's the meaning of that. That happened. Don't think America. It happened in America that producers of oil gave out oil for free. People only pay for storage. That was how bad it was last year. This development was a nightmare for Nigerian economy. Consider oil accounts for 80% of government revenues. We should have the managers of the economy and especially President Muhammadu Buhari to thank for safely steering the economy during this perilous period. Most of us did not understand what we went through. But please, don't take my statement just as an overstatement, as just a statement to capture your imagination. No. It took exemplary diligence for Nigeria to survive that period, because government did not stop paying salaries. Government actually had to spend more than it had ever spent, even when there was no pandemic. Also, according to the World Bank, private remittances of Nigerians in the diaspora, mainly from Britain, France, Italy, Spain, and America constitute 5% of the GDP. This declined precipitously by between 80 and 90%. That is to say, there was no remittance. And those of us, and I'm happy I'm amongst you, those of us who know the significance of these remittances on the livelihood of Nigerian prosperity in the southwestern part of this country will appreciate the impact of it. So, by the first quarter of 2020, the remittances declined by 80%, and 25% in the whole of that. That was in the first quarter of that year. When we do the average of that year, Nigerians lost 25% of their remittances from the diaspora. And that is very grave. Other economic and social impacts of the recession movement. There was a decline in revenue and the grounding of the hospitality industry, with the suspension of tourism. All hospitality industries froze in Nigeria. Let's start from the event center that we know. There was no event center. If up to now, you see just coming up. It is Bukateria. I used to know that in my faculty residence when I was still an honorary person, there used to be a joint there every night where I was not a regular visitor, but where music used to waft in the air. That storm. What that meant was that those who every day who earn a minimum of 1,000 naira for such joints were totally cut off. They didn't get that support of 1,000 every day from that joint. That is about hospitality. Innovation and inclusion of technology put on hold. Family separation due to lockdown and travel ban. The halting of citizen immigration, which is a means of life to so many, especially across West Africa. Border closure and halting of trade with our neighbors. Foreign nationals caught in the lockdown with little or no provision for daily sustenance and expired visas. And since in many cases, hotels and accommodation have to be closed, getting them stranded. Nigerians and West Africans trapped at the border points in some regions whom authorities do not allow in for fear of bringing the disease to their shores. Nigeria overcame this challenge and allowed Nigerians at the border to come in, but took them to isolation centers from where they were eventually reunited with their families. After tests confirmed they were negative. Government response. The federal government, as I said earlier, empaneled International Task Force, which immediately spring into action, coordinating with the NCDC and the Ministry of Health, all of government response and holding daily national televised briefing. The enforcement of non-pharmaceutical measures and policies of lockdown, isolation, stopping interstate movement, maintaining social distancing, wearing face masks, and aggressive public enlightenment. The regrettable inconveniences and disruptions they brought, notwithstanding, proved to be very effective in significantly halting the spread of disease and limiting its impact. Those measures to us appeared simple, but very, very effective. The fatalities recorded, though most regretted, could have been worse in light of the projection by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and the WS organizations that Nigeria, among some other developing countries, will suffer heavy casualties from the disease. The Gates was later reported to have given a sign of relief that his prediction of mass casualty was falsified. We must thank God for that. In April, federal government commenced the transfer of 20,000 to poor and vulnerable households registered. Excuse me, please. Commenced the transfer of 20,000 to poor and vulnerable households registered in the National Social Register. The register was also increased from 2.6 million households, about 11 million people, to 3.6 million households during the COVID-19 crisis. In the same month, April, Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development began the provision of food rations to vulnerable households in the 4 states under lockdown. Central Bank of Nigeria, taking proactive measures, pledged to pump 1.1 trillion naira into critical sectors of the economy. The federal government commenced a 3-month repayment moratorium on all trader money, market money, and farmer money loans. All these efforts make eminent sense. These persons could not have been in good position to repay the interest-free loans they collected when the economy was being shut down and the streets were empty. Similar moratorium to be given to all federal government-funded loans issued by the Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, and Nigeria Export-Import Bank. So, Nigeria froze. The Nigerian government ordered the freezing of the payments of all loans at that time. Moratorium on source deduction on state loans with CBN and shoring up federation account pools from which states and local government receive monthly allocations. This is important in that given the steep decline in oil receipts during this period, some states will simply have to act. Why these measures not taken? Other interventions include the enumeration of 6 million farmers, 3.6 million passed the first stage of validation, and 2.4 million scaled the second validation stage, and also 129,000 crop farmers, 38,333 animal farmers have been provided for interest-free loan support for the dry season farming cycle. Under the COVID-19 intervention program for the health sector, the establishment of 520 intensive care unit beds, 52 molecular laboratories, and isolation centers at federal tertiary hospitals is almost completed, while 585 water points have been constructed, rehabilitated by the Federal Ministry of Water Resources as well as Federation. And just some few weeks ago, the Fed approved the installation, the purchase, installation, and efficient oxygen plants in about 40 locations in Nigeria. As a sort of government stimulus package, 1.3 million jobs were saved, while close to 1 million jobs were created. In order to prevent the spread of an initiative of the Federal Ministry of Interior and Justice to clear potential pardon and amnesty for some inmates, and recommended other state governments for release using the following criteria: old age. This is for inmates that are 6 years old and above. B, those suffering from ill health that are likely to terminate in death. C, only 73 years and above and have less than 6 months to serve. Even with mental health issues. Even with office of finance of 50,000 and have no pending case. Because of this, at that time, by now, we have reached close to 10,000. The total number of 2,600 inmates spread across our various procedural centers benefited from this amnesty. This included 585 convicts who could not pay their fines, totally 21.4 million naira, which the government paid on their behalf to enable them to get their freedom. From this number, 41 inmates were federal convicts and other states convicts. And I can add that as tough as the incidence of COVID-19 infection was, The Nigerian Correctional Service was able to ensure that there was not a single case of infection in any of the over 200 custodial centers that we have in Nigeria. Bouncing back. The economy has since been picking up in manufacturing, construction, aviation, tourism, services, transportation, information and communication technology, hospitality, artisanship, in SMEs, education and other sectors. Hopefully, the badly hit ones like aviation, education, manufacturing, construction, and the hospitality industry will recover fully and find their feet. The lockdown, COVID-19 and security. The lockdown imposed on FCT, Lagos, Ogun, and Kano states, and the prohibition of interstate movements had two profound effects on the people. The first is economic, as I mentioned earlier, and the second is on security. Since only government workers and to some extent those offering essential services and whose business can be done electronically were the only ones receiving incomes, it should not be surprising that household income fell by, on the average, nationwide, 60% during the lockdown and by a quarter for most of last year. These had to be mitigated with cash transfers and palliative measures by federal and state governments, non-governmental organizations, and charities. Still, for a lot of people, it was nightmarish. Those affected had to draw down on their life savings, sold valuables, or plunged into huge debts. Those without any coping means, and especially those with low tolerance threshold, were quick to go into crime, to form criminal gangs, or join existing ones, and all sorts of criminalities sprung up in Nigeria, and we are still battling with those ones. These short crime incidents above the roof, especially burglary, armed robbery, banditry, kidnapping for ransom, on a scale that security agencies struggle to cope with, that is unknown before. The second effect is psychological. In the disruption of economic and social life, we had our lives, as we know in pre-pandemic, literally frozen. The best moments in life, that is, moments that people look forward to, such as wedding, funeral for loved ones, graduation, birthdays, chieftaincy, and other forms of socialization and merrymaking, went past as we helplessly walked in lockdown, isolation, restriction on social gatherings, etc. This we saw and we experienced. A lot of psychic energy has been built up as a result. Students were out of school, roaming the streets, listless, without any engagement, bursting at the seats, waiting for going to find an explosive expression, particularly our youth. The combination of the built-up psychic energy and economic degradation provided feed to the EndSARS phenomenon. Riots, destructions, and violent disruptions that gripped Lagos and other parts of the country. The anger was probable and unleashed as an unmeasured fury in an obvious wantonness across the country. Part of it got here.